Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is our final little video for the new release from Art by Marlene. I'm going to use the luxury paper elements called Christmas Party or Xmas Party. To be honest, I left this one for last because I'm really not a Christmassy person, especially when it comes to my art. I just struggle with that. So, yeah, I had to have a really, really good think about what I'm going to do and if it's going to work, that sort of thing. So, yeah, it took me a minute to figure out what I would do. I do apologize for getting this video up so late. I know it was supposed to be up on Saturday, but I was teaching an art class on Saturday, and then on Sunday we had a family thing, so there was just no time to get this video done. And today I'm getting it done so late because we've had people in the house with drilling and all sorts, so I finally have a quiet moment to quickly get this voiceover done. Okay, so I decided that I wanted to have the background, do you call it a check pattern or a plaid pattern? You can let me know what it's called. But you can see the pattern there. So it's like a flannel button-up shirt, I guess. That was kind of what I was going for, or maybe Christmas wrapping paper or something like that. Anyway, I've gone in with my watercolors and I've just literally drawn lines horizontally across the page and then also vertically across the page to create this little pattern here. So I started with with green, then I went red, yellow, and now I'm going in with a little blue. And I'm just kind of making that pattern and just seeing if I can pull it together. And then once I've done with the blue, I went in and I did some splatters there with my brush as well. And now while I'm drying those splatters, I'm going through my stamps to see what I will do, what next, because I had no clue. Because I don't have the patience to wait for the splatters to dry, I just quickly went in with a piece of kitchen towel. And then I grabbed out this older stamp set from Marlene. It's called Borderline. And it had this little stitch looking pattern. And I thought that would be perfect. So I also couldn't find a stamping block that was big enough. So I just used my ruler there. And I'm just going across those lines that I'd made already. And I'm just stamping it out with my black Stays On ink. I know it says archival, but I actually can't find a refill, so I just had my refill is just Stays On ink and it works fine. So those are my little paper elements that I grabbed out. I also grabbed out the frames, and then I'm quickly just going to mount them on some on some white cardstock, just because I wanted a little bit of white behind my little figures there. And of course, just trimming off the excess there and seeing how they look. And of course, now they are too bare for me, but we'll fix that. So I thought that they would look like they kind of hang skew off the wallpaper or whatever you want to call that background. Okay, of course the backgrounds are too bland, so I'm just going in with the grungy texture stamp set, and in each frame I'm kind of matching up the color to the frame, and I'm just going to do a couple of stamps inside those frames just to add a little something there behind my figures. It's not much, but I felt that it was enough because the background was so busy. I say that the background was so busy, but I did end up making it much busier. as you'll see in the end. Um, I wasn't happy with this, and I know that Marlene has a say. There was a moment that I thought, oh, you know what, I'm not happy, but it is what it is. I'm just going to leave it at that. But I also know that Marlene always says, if it's not pretty, it's not finished. And I just felt that maybe I should just persevere and work on this until I'm happy with it. So I'm gluing my little frames down, and I've glued my little Christmas animals into the frames, and I'm just making sure that they are secure. Then I thought to help them pop out a little bit, I will add some Stabilo All pencil as shadowing. Of course, because that paper is just a raw cardstock, the Stabilo All kind of just sank into the paper where I wetted. So it was a little bit trickier to pull that shadow out, but we got there in the end. You'll also notice I just take some of the pigment from the tip of the pencil just to help with the blending there. Then I also went around the frames and just on one side and the bottom, just to help them pop off that background a little bit. I was quite surprised at how the watercolor didn't actually move when I added the Stabilo All pencil. I thought that the colors might shift a little bit, but they didn't. So now I'm drawing in my little strings for my frames and pressing down, making sure that everything's glued. And you can see me tapping my fingers. I'm not sure what to do. And then I decided, okay, I'm not 100% happy with this background. I think it needs more. So now I'm going in with the Frantic Deco stencil, and I'm just using the colors that I've already got in the background. So I've got green, and I'm just adding it to 3 or 5 different places in my background. And then this is sky, kind of extending from the marks that I've already got there. And then I also went in with yellow. I used cheesy for this part. And by now I was thinking, okay, I like this a little bit more. So I'm glad that I did that. And I also decided I need some brightness on that page. So I'm going in with Funky, which is Marlene's neon pink one. And just again, just here and there, filling up the background with those colors. And that made me much happier with the background there. Just going to do a couple of highlights on those strings that I've got there. And then I really wanted to add something else. I suppose I could have left it like that. I didn't think that I would want a quote. I did put a quote in the end, but I needed something else. So I'm going through the Paper Elements books. First, I went in to the new one, and then I went into the I can't remember. It's the one with the pink cover, but it's got the smaller Paper Elements. And I decided that I'm going to grab a couple of things from there and then just add them to these frames until I'm happy with it. So I found that little sign that says love. I got a blue little half flower and a couple of birds. And once I was happy with that, I looked at the middle frame. That cat actually has a fish in its mouth. So I decided that I would add a fishing bowl to his little frame just to show that he caught the fish, the other fish's little friend. And you can decide if it's naughty or nice, because it is actually naughty, but actually that's what cats do. So maybe it's nice. The cat has a little speech bubble that says naughty or nice. So I thought it was quite cute to add the fish bowl. You could tell me if it's a little bit morbid. And a little heart on my hamster. And then I'm just quickly going to outline it with a black gel pen, just a touch of outline, just so when you look at the page, you can see them there, because I did find that they were sinking into the background a bit too much. So I had to bring them out just a little bit. I didn't use my Posca paint pen for that because I thought that that line would be a little bit too harsh. Then in the end, I did finish off with a little quote, and it says, "Think outside the box." And I thought that these guys that were standing outside of their frames were thinking outside the box. That's it for this little series. From tomorrow, we'll be back to the regular Tuesday and Friday regular videos. Thank you so much for following along. I really, really loved reading your comments. Keep commenting. And if you are new, please make sure you like and subscribe. The hype option is not yet available for my videos, hopefully one day. And I will chat to you again soon. Okay, bye.